Well, it started as a feeling, like a thought that I couldn't shake. It was like a voice that was getting louder. Like I spent years walking a path that looked successful. I graduated as an architect. I had a stable job, but deep inside it just felt incomplete. It felt like I wasn't doing what I'm supposed to do, or but I feel like I didn't know my purpose at that time, and I couldn't ignore the call to do something meaningful. So I wanted to create a space where art and spirituality and healing could just live together. And this desire grew like in my heart, and it started shaping my life. So I took the risk and left my job, and I used what I had at that time to just start up a small studio setup in my home. It wasn't perfect, but it was real. It was alive. So I started inviting artists, poets, musicians, and people who weren't just making music, they were making meaning, And I guess that's how the Self-Seekers began. The Self-Seekers was born from the need to speak what couldn't be said in words, to express the things that only music, movement, conversations could explain. It started as an idea. What if I could build a space where young people could explore who they are, where artists could be seen as healers and could see art as medicine? What if the studio could be more than just a place to record? What if it was a sacred space where truth and growth and expression could live? So we started recording performances, podcasts, conversations. We welcomed rappers, singers, poets, producers, visionaries, and each session was more than content. It was a piece of our collective soul. My voice is cracking a little bit, so I feel like crying a little. But we built a culture, not just a brand. We started seeing ourselves as a family, not just as friends, and a spiritual community. It wasn't just collaborators coming together. And this idea kept growing and growing, and it keeps teaching us every day. It's crazy that you say that, because the Self-Seekers isn't just a project, it's a movement, a calling to remember who you are. It's about healing, it's about wholeness, or holistic healing, as I like to say. It's about using creativity to restore what the world has taken from us. And we want to raise a vibration, we want to raise this vibration in the community. We want to host workshops, train the youth, document African stories and wisdom through art. We want to bridge the gap between spirituality and being artistic. We want to also remind young people that they are enough. I feel like mental healing is the most important thing, and that's what we're dealing with in our days. Well, I want to teach young people that their voice matters, that being different is a strength. In the future, we see the Self-Seekers Studio becoming a sanctuary, a sanctuary for transformation, space for expression without judgment, of course, our vision is limitless, honestly, because healing has no limit. We want to work with global partners who believe in this mission. Um, we want our community to own this with us. You know, now this isn't my story anymore. It's yours too. So I invite you to open yourself to us as we have opened ourselves to the world. And we are the Self Seekers, and this is only the beginning.